High school basketball is back on Beaver Media and the Delco Preps channel. Tonight from Yorktown, Indiana, it's a Hoosier Heritage Conference Battle of the Cats as the Greenfield-Central Cougars take on the Yorktown Tigers. Good evening and hi again, everyone. Brian Beaver along with you again tonight as we get set to put you in the shotgun seat next to me for the next 90 minutes, maybe 2 hours or so, as these two teams try to get their first conference wins of the season. Greenfield Central comes in 3-2 overall, 0-1 in league play. Their most recent outing, a good one. They went down to Speedway and beat the Spark Plugs 45-35 last Saturday night. So this will be the first game action for GC in 6 days. Talk about Yorktown, they are much improved. They are 3-1 overall, 0-1 in league play, hoping to get even at 1-1 and let the chase begin as Delta and New Palestine have taken the early league lead. Tigers are also coming in off a win. They beat Jay County on the road Tuesday night, 49-41. An excellent victory for Matt Moulton's ball club. They have 2 wins in a row. It's been 6 seasons since a Yorktown boys basketball team won as many as 3 games in a row. Something for the Tigers to shoot for here tonight as they look to go to 4-1 on the season. Moulton's kids are playing well. I think a lot of that has to do with talent. The other part is confidence. They're playing a lot more confidently than the Tigers had played in previous seasons coming into the Matt Moulton era. And when you believe that you can get it done, it's very powerful. And the kids from Yorktown, the young ones maybe aren't quite as aware yet of how good they really can be. The older guys, if older guys can be 18, seniors, have a little more experience and know how good this team could be by the time we get to the state tournament in March, assuming that we play it, and I think we will. It's a nice mix of youth and senior leadership for Matt Moulton. His 2 outstanding scorers are young guns. He has A.J. Dunn, scoring at a 17-point clip through his first 4 games of his sophomore season. And Kieran Tawari is one of several outstanding freshmen playing hoops around Delaware County this season in the winter. And Tawari is right behind Dunn, coming in at 14.5 a game. And he's only going to grow in output and ability as he gets more varsity minutes under his belt. And he will start again tonight, Tawari will, and look for big things from him in the next 3.5 seasons at Yorktown. When you look down at the floor at Kieran Tawari, his size at guard isn't bad. It's 6'1", but he has not even begun to fill out yet. And when he starts to fill out that thin frame of his, wow, look out. He's going to be a tough handle for his defenders as he heads through the rest of his high school career. A.J. Dunn, of course, the little brother of Luke Dunn, and Luke was a scoring machine at times for Yorktown, and AJ has shown people here the first handful games of his sophomore season that he's more than capable of being not just that other Dunn guy, but being a terrific player in his own right. So Yorktown is a tough team to guard because of that backcourt scoring. They're not getting a lot of production offensively in the paint yet from J.J. Evans, Walker Moore, and the rest, but they will. They'll get it when they need it, and they're all capable. Walker and Evans are capable of going for double-digit games in the scoring column, and they give you a lot of beef down low. They set some good screens, and boy, are they good on the boards. J.J. Evans is a man among men in the paint when it comes to the rebounding aspect of the game. Both teams are on the floor going through their warm-ups. It's a nice night for basketball. Typical December. Cold, no snow, clean roads. We have a little snow on the ground, but no snow falling. And all in all, not a bad crowd in a COVID-19 era that has most people sitting at home either listening to me or doing whatever else they're going to do to stay caught up on what's happening in this game here in Yorktown, Indiana on Tiger Drive. It's going to be fun to watch and see how this one unfolds. Will it be the Cougars or the Tigers? We're about to find out together. We'll take a break. When we come back, the starting lineups and the opening tip of this one in the Hoosier Heritage Conference right after this on Beaver Media and the Delco Preps channel.
There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes in Indiana are also likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association. There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. There's just one place where a team is more than a group of individual agendas. It's a catalyst for demonstrating the potential of the collaborative spirit. There's just one place where players, coaches, and fans experience the exhilaration that happens when an entire community rallies behind the school team. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes are more likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. In addition, high school sports help young people in Indiana develop the discipline and confidence they need to be leaders in life, even as they unite communities like nothing else. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
The world of high school sports is filled with athletes who possess the eye of the tiger and whose focus and determination enables them to soar like eagles. The games themselves can't be played without a few zebras. Becoming an IHSAA official is a great way to be part of the action and to support Indiana's healthy tradition of high school athletics. Visit IHSAA.org and get in the game. This message brought to you by the IHSAA and the high schools in your community.
A 50-50 ball, an elbow to the ribs, a sudden flash of tempers. In sports, anything can happen in the heat of the moment. The Indiana High School Athletic Association reminds you that when cooler heads prevail, everybody wins. When the game heats up, will you keep your cool? This message brought to you by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the high schools in your community. More than 7.7 million American teenagers participate in high school sports every year, including about 152,000 here in Indiana. They're all learning essential life lessons, like the importance of hard work, time management, and self-discipline, skills that are helping them become better leaders and more active, responsible citizens. This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Welcome back to Yorktown High School. We're about set to get this one underway tonight as Greenfield-Central tangles with Yorktown. The starting lineups will be introduced shortly. Greenfield-Central, the road team tonight, wearing their bright blue uniforms with gold lettering and trim and a little white accent here and there. Yorktown wearing the home whites tonight with green lettering and black trim on those big bold numbers on the backs of those jerseys. Let's join Paul Heidenreich for the introductions of the starting lineups.
Number 2, Gavin Robertson. Number 3, Dylan Holmes. Number 10, Joey Rowland. Number 23, Adam Lester. And number 24, Will Van Dyne. The Cougars are coached by Lucas Meredith. Now, Tiger fans, please get on your feet, make some noise, and let's meet the starting lineup for your Yorktown Tigers. Starting at guard, he's a freshman, number 4, Kieran Tuami. And the other guard is a sophomore, number 20, AJ Dunn. The other guard, he is a junior, number 24, Adam Lano. Starting at a forward, a senior, number 32, Walker Moore. And rounding out their starters, a senior, number 34, J.K. Evans. The Tigers are coached by Matt Holton. Officials providing varsity contest.
There you have them. Tonight's starting lineups. The Cougars will go with Gavin Robertson, a 6-foot junior, Dylan Moles, a 6'1" sophomore, Jolie Rowan, 6-foot junior, Adam Lester, a 6'1" junior, and Will Van Dyne, a 6'1" senior. Yorktown will send out Kieran Tuari, a 6'1" freshman, AJ Dunn, a 6'1" sophomore, Adam Morrow, a 5'9" junior, Walker Moore, a 6'3" senior, and J.J. Evans, a 6'4" senior. In the center circle, waiting to tip this one off, Joey Rowland and J.J. Evans. Big height advantage for Yorktown in this opening tip matchup. We're about set to go. Here's the toss, the tip, and it's controlled in the back court by Greenfield-Central. Well done by Joey Rowland. Cougars will take it left to right here in the first half. On the wing, Robertson gets a screen out on top, goes to the corner, knocked away, but picked up over there by Will Van Dyne, and they work it back out on top to Moles. Now to Robertson, they swing it around the arc. Now to the far side. Now a spin move between the circles. That's Joey Rowland, and he'll get it back out on top to Van Dyne, and they'll reset the offense 30 seconds in. Haven't had a shot yet. On the wing, Moles, the leading scorer for the Cougars at 13-2 a game. They'll swing it to the far side, and Van Dyne gets it back out 30 feet from the basket to Gavin Robertson, who drives it inside, feeds down low, shot up, no good. Will Van Dyne couldn't get it to go, and here come the Tigers with their first offensive set of the night. Man-to-man defensively by Greenfield-Central here in the opening minute. Tawari with it out on top. Gets it here on the near wing. The shot up and bang. A three-pointer good by Adam Morrow. 3-0 Tigers. A minute 15 into this one. Robertson works it far corner for a three on the way. Too strong this time by Will Van Dyne. Yorktown with a nice job defensively to make it a one-and-done possession. Here comes Dunn driving to the paint. Back out on top to Tawari. They swing it near side. Here's a drive to the baseline by Morrow. Good defense, cuts him off. Cross-court pass to Dunn. He dribbles into traffic, lost the handle, turnover. First one of the game. Quickly the other way. Dylan Moles. Now they get it out between the wings as Yorktown goes zone here defensively. 35, 40 feet from the basket. Now they'll go to the top of the key and Rowland with it. Now underneath to a man on the baseline. Pumps, fakes, can't get a shot. Here's a drive in the paint and a runner on the way, and good off the glass by Adam Lester, and it's a 3-2 game. Greenfield-Central going to full court pressure here. They'll look to trap if they can. Yorktown solves it easily. Here's a drive to the key, and now in trouble. Morrow got it out of trouble, out on top to Tawari. Here's Walker Moore driving to the baseline. Fires on the run, it won't go. Rebound tipped and controlled by Greenfield-Central. They'll run out. 3-on-2. Now they'll slow it down. In the corner. Back on the wing now to Moles. Sophomore shooting star for Greenfield-Central. He worked it and kept the possession alive. Now on the far wing to Will Van Dyne. And now they swing here on the near arc to Moles. Back to Robertson. J.J. Evans is out on top defensively and bothering the passing lanes here for GC. Out at the point, drive to the paint. Ball thrown away. It's loose on the floor. We've got a scramble and no whistle yet. There it is. Greenfield-Central will call timeout to keep the ball. We'll stay here with them. 4:51 to go in the opening period. It's a 3-2 game with Yorktown out in front. Tigers got all three of their points on an Adam Morrow triple. On the other end, Adam Lester answered with a 2-point bucket for the Cougars, and we're locked up at a 3-2 nail biter.
We are selling Pepsi products.
Nice to have you along tonight. Drop me a line on Twitter at Delco Preps. Let me know where you caught the game. I'd love to know. Appreciate you loaning me your ears for a couple of hours. Not sure what our plans will be next week. A couple teams have had postponements this week and are trying to get games scheduled on the first couple of days of next week before Christmas. So we'll keep you posted on Twitter. Baseline inbounds play for the Cougars. Pass comes into the far corner. That's Robertson. Jab step, drives to the paint, fires on the run, won't go, and it's rebounded by Evans. Here come the Tigers quickly with a 1-point lead midway through the opening period. Walker Moore across the way, skip pass here near side, then on outside the arc. He works to the corner, and Morrow will drive, double team, cut off back out to Dunn in the corner. Dunn one dribble, skip pass far side to Moore. Now they're working to the corner. Tawari tried to drive, lost the handle, went down, and he'll be fouled. Greenfield-Central picks up the first personal foul of the game. Joey Rowland with the foul. Common foul, and Yorktown inbounds it to the back court. Dunn throwing it into Tawari. Tawari walks it into the forecourt, just inside the center circle. Dribbling on top, works far side to Dunn. Dunn double team, dribbles inside. Cross court pass to Morrow. Morrow's long two is rattled out, no good. Here come the Cougars with the ball, trying to get on top for the first time tonight, trailing 3-2 with 4 minutes to go first quarter. Dunn guarding Moles way out on top in the center circle, picked up his dribble, lucky to get it to the near side wing. Robertson drives it, now back out on top. Here's a move to the paint and a kick pass to the corner, right back to the corner this time to Lester. Good ball movement by the Cougars, but they're not getting many shots for their work. Under 4 minutes to go, opening period in a low-scoring game. It's a 3-2 affair. Cougars looking to get a shot against that Yorktown man-to-man this time down the floor. Cougars have it in the hands of Moles across the way on the wing, guarded closely by Dunn. Moles a couple dribbles to the sideline, still dribbling, looking for help. Now he'll go to the baseline. Skip pass is nearly thrown away. The Cougars manage to keep it and avoid the turnover. You can hear the crowd rewarding Yorktown defensively here. Tigers are working hard on D. Here's a move into the paint. Skip pass to the far corner, three-pointer, up three-pointer, good. Give the bucket to Adam Lester. He has 5, and it's a 5-3 lead for Greenfield-Central. Cougars have their first advantage of the night. Tigers solve the press easily. Here's Tawari, fake the 3. One dribble, one step just inside the arc. His long 2 will not go. Cougars have the board. Dylan Moles with the rebound. He'll bring it into the forecourt right here in front of the Tiger Paw. Tries to work it far side to Rowland. Rowland guarded by Walker Moore. Now a pass to the far corner. Three-pointer on the way, no good. It was well short, off the mark by Dylan Moles. Another one-and-done possession with a defensive rebound by Yorktown. Dunn has it out on top. Couple dribbles, takes it to the paint. Little runner from 10 on the run, no good. Got his zone. Tawari's open. He fires a 3. Yes! Kieran Tawari has his first bucket. It's 6-5 Yorktown. Tigers back on top on that triple by Tawari. All 6 points in the game for Yorktown on trays. Here's a high pick and roll. Look at Moles go all the way to the baseline and lay it in off the glass. Beautiful move. His first 2. 7-6, GC back on top in a seesaw battle here early on. Walker Moore in the corner. High post to Evans. He'll drive on the double team and collect a foul, and he'll go to the line. Good ball movement that time by the Tigers in the forecourt.
Personal foul number 10, Joey Rowland.
Joey Rowland picks up the foul.
2 shots, number 34, J.J. Evans.
That'll send J.J. Evans to the line. He'll shoot 2. Big senior, outstanding football player, fires the first and can't get it. Caleb McIntyre checks in for the first time tonight for the Cougars. Evans will have his second free throw. This one is good. 1 out of 2 for Evans, and we're tied at 7 each. 1:20 to go, first quarter. Tigers looking to trap up high and disrupt the ball movement from the point guards from GC. Here's a nice pass to the baseline. Again, nearly thrown away. Three-pointer on the arc. Just outside, it's good. Gavin Robertson knocks it home to make it 10-7 Cougars as they again go to backcourt pressure with a minute remaining in the first period. Tigers can tie on this trip if they could find the range on a tray. Tawari has it on the right wing. Now back out on top to Dunn. Works it here to the near wing. In the corner tomorrow, he fires a three. Can't get it. Another rebound by Dylan Moles. He's got 3 or 4 already. He'll bring it across the timeline slowly and set up the offense for the Cougars as they lead 10-7 with 35 seconds remaining in period number 1. Moles out between the rings, guarded by Dunn. He'll dribble and back it out a little bit and now work it to the near side wing. Robertson. Now they'll work it a far side to the other wing, and here's a whistle and a foul as Dunn came out to try to disrupt the pass. Didn't get the ball, did get the offensive player on a common foul. Dunn's first. It'll be an inbounds play with 21.7 to go in the first quarter. 10-7 game, Cougars with the ball and the lead. They'll take it into the backcourt. Moles will come down the floor. Looks like they're going to work a little 1-4 ISO. Him against Dunn. Now they come to the wing. Now out on top with it to Will Van Dyne. 7 seconds to go. Three-pointer on the way from the wing. No good. Rebound knocked loose. Here comes another try. He was going to take it up to get a three-pointer. Came into the paint. Got fouled. Got mugged. Yorktown picks up the foul. Adam Morrow with the foul. It was a common foul. 1.3 seconds on the inbound play. It's about catch and shoot, and they throw it out of bounds and turn it over, throwing it through the Yorktown bench. Each team with a turnover now, and that gives Yorktown the ball. They'll have it at the same spot. Their backcourt. They'll have to bring it 84 feet. And again, maybe one dribble and shoot it. Comes into Moore. He fires a 60-footer, and it's just off the mark. We played a quarter in Yorktown. We go to the break. Greenfield-Central 10, Yorktown 7 on Beaver Media and the Delco Preps channel.
Who do I play high school softball for? I play for my mom and dad who've never missed a game.
Whether they're playing for their teammates, their classmates, or their community, high school student athletes in Indiana learn important lessons they'll use for the rest of their lives, like respect for the rules and the value of hard work and sacrifice. This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Welcome back to the ball game. We move to the second quarter with Greenfield-Central out in front of Yorktown, 10-7. Quick look at the scoring in the first period. Gavin Robertson with 3 for Greenfield-Central. Dylan Moles with 2. 5 for Adam Lester on a 2-pointer and a tray to round out their scoring. Yorktown, 3 points for Kieran Tawari. Dunn hasn't scored. Adam Morrow has 3. Walker Moore hasn't scored. J.J. Evans has a free throw for a point. So Yorktown will inbound across the way. At midcourt, Moore will work it in to A.J. Dunn, and he'll go quickly to the far wing to Morrow. Morrow works a high screen from Evans. It's knocked out of his hands and turned over. Here's a breakaway. Laid up and in by Will Van Dyne. His first 2. That makes it 12-7 GC. Tigers still working against backcourt pressure. Evans has it. They're going to need to hurry. They get it across just in time to Dunn, who drives all the way to the bucket, fires on the run, can't get the bunny. Rebound battle comes to GC. Player who pulled down the board stepped on the baseline. Caleb McIntyre stepped back to throw it down the floor and stepped right on the side of the court right on the baseline, out of bounds. Each team with a pair of turnovers, and Tawari to inbound it under the Tiger basket. It comes into Moore. Now they work it back out on top. Dunn with a long three on the way. Gah! A.J. Dunn with his first three to make it a 12-10 ball game. First minute of the second quarter. Tigers matching up man-to-man on this trip by GC. McIntyre nearly traveled. He gets it off now on the wing to Dylan Moles. Guarded by Dunn. Moles on the wing to Robertson. Robertson right back out to Moles in the volleyball attack area. They weave it now to the far side to the corner. A jab step and drive on the baseline. Long pass back out on top from Van Dyne to Moles, and they'll reset. And try it again. Cougars are patient. They'll work for a good shot. They've had several long possessions already. Here's a push off against Tawari on a drive toward the basket by Robertson. First foul on Tawari. Yorktown goes to the bench, and Mason Moulton comes in for the first time tonight as Morrow sits down. 12-10 game. GC lead. GC with the offense here in the corner. Here's a drive on the baseline. Back to the top of the key. McIntyre's three is high off the back iron. The rebound effort won't go. Yorktown with the board and a chance to retake the lead. Tawari goes to the corner with it. Cut off, double team, nearly thrown away. Tawari managed to get it back. Here's Dunn. He walked. He jab stepped and picked up his back foot on the way to the basket, and that's a turnover by Yorktown. 3 of them by the Tigers. Pretty clean game so far. 3 turnovers for Yorktown, 2 for the Cougars. 6 minutes to go before halftime in a 12-10 game here in Yorktown on Tiger Drive. GC has the ball. Yorktown manning up again on defense. New man in the game is Rashawn Street, working the point guard position. He's guarded by Evans, and Evans is probably 5 inches taller. Street dribbles to the free throw line. His 16-footer is off the mark. Walker has the board and the long lead. Pass to Evans. He forces it up. The finger roll spins out. No good. Rebound GC. They'll go the other way quickly. Moles to the corner. Now back to Moles from Adam Lester. Moles guarded very closely this time. Out near the center circle by Dunn. Moles feeds off here on the wing. That's Robertson working on Tawari defensively. The Yorktown coaches clapping on the bench for good defense and reward their guys with some encouragement. Here's a high screen roll. Street works the pass to the corner. Now back out on top to McIntyre. McIntyre bounce pass to the far wing to Robertson. Back to McIntyre on the baseline. He'll force it up. No good. The rebound is out of bounds off Walker Moore, who couldn't put the clamps on it. It'll stay with Greenfield-Central. Baseline inbound play just beyond the key to the right of the basket as we look at it courtside. Pass comes into Street. Let's see what he does with it. He'll work it back out 40 feet from the basket in the forecourt corner to Moles, who drives to the top of the key, keeps his dribble alive, now feeds off the Street, who will take it right side of the baseline, pumps, fakes, fires, he's fouled. He'll go to the line.
Personal foul on the Tigers.
J.J. Evans is the guilty party.
Number 34, J.J. Evans.
That'll send Rashawn Street to the free throw line. The right-hander fires and he hits.
Checking in for your Tigers, number 33, Carter Loveless.
Carter Loveless into the ball game for the Tigers between free throws as Street looks to get both and he can't. The rebound comes out and rolls out of bounds near the Tiger bench as 2 Cougars chase it. So Yorktown will bring it down the floor. 4.5 minutes to go before intermission, trailing 13-10. And again, 2-1-2, full court pressure in the backcourt by the Cougars. Tigers solve it pretty easily. Evans feeds baseline to Lovelace. He fires from about 7 feet out. Whistle and a foul call against Greenfield-Central.
Personal foul, number 32, Caleb McIntyre.
Common foul, Caleb McIntyre. A baseline inbounds play for the Tigers. Tawari to throw it in. He gets it into Moulton, and Moulton leaves it here out on top for A.J. Dunn. Now here on the near wing to Tawari. They swing it across the way beyond the arc to Dunn. Pass here to the near side. Tawari on the near side wing. Skip pass across the way to Dunn. Nearly threw it away. Dunn with a nice play to keep the possession for the Tigers. Here's Tawari. 30 feet straight up from the bucket. Between the legs dribble. Pass to the corner to Moulton. Moulton works down low to Evans. Touch pass to Carter Lovelace. And we've got another GC foul down in the paint on the catch by Evans.
Personal foul on Greenfield, number 32, Caleb McIntyre.
Caleb McIntyre picks up a couple of quick fouls. He's going to exit stage right. So will Will Van Dyne. Cougars bring Will Van Dyne. I meant Lester. Will Van Dyne and Roland back in the game. Here's an inbounds pass and quickly up and off the glass. Good. Little bunny that time for Carter Lovelace, and it's a 13-12 game. Yorktown has the lead down to a point now with 3:35 to go in the second period. Robertson out on top. Look at that screen out on top to free him up, and he knocks down the jump shot. Make it 15-12. Robertson with the bucket. And that was a heck of a screen out on top that time. Low bridge to free him up. Tigers with the ball, trailing by 3. Here's Dunn to the top of the key. Leaves it for Moulton on a little weave action out on top. Now Tawari has it. Looks inside, can't find anyone. Gets it to Lovelace on the far wing. Now to Dunn way out on top, and he's double teamed. Someone's open. They swing it far side. It's tipped, and then off the hands of Tawari out of bounds for a Yorktown turnover. I've got him for 4. 15-12 game. Cougars out in front with 2:53 going toward halftime here in period number 2. Quickly moving game. Here's a baseline drive and a travel as Joey Rowland forgot to put the ball down on the floor first. Third giveaway of the night by the Cougars. Let's see if Yorktown can get even. They need a triple to tie as they work against that Cougars press in the backcourt. High pass that Tawari has to jump for. Here they come. Tigers 3-on-2. Moulton free for a 2 on the baseline. Good. Mason Moulton with his first 2, and it's 15-14. Tigers are within 1. Baseline move. Pass nearly thrown away. Street has it. He walked right in front of the official. A lot of players in today's game do that. Their feet are so quick. They try to jab, step, and go before the ball's down. Each team with 4 turnovers. 2:18 to go here before halftime. 15-14 is the game score as Yorktown has a chance to retake the lead here. Tawari at the elbow in the forecourt. Look out, his pocket is picked from behind. Breakaway, layup, good. On a beautiful play by Robertson. He has 2 more. Give him 7 in the game, and it's 17-14. Coming the other way, Yorktown needs help. They throw it away on a long pass. Back-to-back turnovers by Yorktown. Cougars have it in the forecourt, leading 17-14. Yorktown still manning on defense with 1:35 to go in period 2. Rowland swings it across the way, far side of the arc to Robertson. Now out on top to Moles. Moles dribbles behind his back. Lost the handle, but got it back. Street has it in the corner now. Looking for help. He'll give it back to Moles. Moles works a high screen roll. Pulls up for a 14-footer that's no good. Street with the rebound offensively for the Cougars. Good work on the offensive glass. Here's a drive. A shot up wildly off the glass by Robertson. The ball is out of bounds, and it belongs to Yorktown. Good defensive possession for the Tigers, and they earn the ball back now. Quickly up the check back in for the Cougars is Caleb McIntyre. He's got to be careful, though. He already has 2 fouls late in the first half. J.J. Evans to inbound the ball on the farthest part of the court away from us. in the backcourt with a sideline connects to it. He gets it in to Moulton. They swing it cross court to Evans. Evans with Dunn now, bringing it across the timeline on the near side. He'll back it out to the center circle with under a minute to go. Tigers can tie on this possession if they could get a tray. Moulton. Dunn open for the three on the near wing. It's off the mark, no good. Loose ball rebound taken by Sean Street of Greenfield-Central. He'll bring it into the forecourt. That was a walk, and they let him do it. Wow, Dylan Moles took 2 steps with the ball on his hip. Modern basketball. Here's Robertson driving the paint, laying it up. Beautiful move, and he got the bucket. 9 points for him to make it 19-14. GC out in front. Final 20 seconds of the opening half here in Yorktown. Tigers have it in the forecourt. Dunn across the way on the wing. Clock down to 10 seconds to go. Tawari on top. Far side wing to Dunn. Couple of dribbles back between the rings. 4 seconds to go. Tawari has it. He needs to fire. He lets go a long three. It's off the mark. No good. Too strong. And that'll do it for the first half. The teams go to the locker rooms. We've played 16 minutes at the stop. It's Greenfield-Central 19, Yorktown 14 on Beaver Media and the Delco Preps channel. You stay right there.
More than 7.7 million American teenagers participate in high school sports every year, including about 152,000 here in Indiana. They're all learning essential life lessons, like the importance of hard work, time management, and self-discipline, skills that are helping them become better leaders and more active, responsible citizens. This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Who do I play high school softball for? I play for my mom and dad who've never missed a game. I play for the smell of my leather glove, the sound of infield chatter, and that incredible feel of the ball jumping off my bat. I play for sacrifice bunts and sacrifice flies because they've taught me what it means to be a teammate.
Whether they're playing for their teammates, their classmates, or their community, high school student athletes in Indiana learn important lessons they'll use for the rest of their lives, like respect for the rules, time management skills, and the value of hard work and sacrifice.
I play high school softball for my friends who decorate my locker before every big game. That's who I play for. Play for keeps. Play for fun. Play on.
This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Who do I play high school softball for? I play for my mom and dad who've never missed a game.
Whether they're playing for their teammates, their classmates, or their community, high school student athletes in Indiana learn important lessons they'll use for the rest of their lives, like respect for the rules and the value of hard work and sacrifice. This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association. This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in Indiana. This is sportsmanship. School sports. It's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Welcome back to Tiger Drive here in Yorktown. We're at halftime as the cheerleaders and dance team, dressed in Christmas sweaters and black yoga pants, do their thing on the floor. At the break, it's a 19-14 game. Greenfield-Central out in front here at intermission. Let's take a quick look at the offensive statistics unofficially in the first half tonight. First for Greenfield-Central, Gavin Robertson leads the way with 9 points. Adam Lester with 5. 2 by Dylan Moles, 2 by Will Van Dyne, 1 off the bench out of a 1 out of 2 trip to the stripe for Rashawn Street to round out their scoring. Joey Rowland started, didn't score. Caleb McIntyre also subbed in and didn't score. He's got 2 fouls and a donut in the scoring column to round out their total. For Yorktown, in the first half tonight, not a lot of scoring and spread across the board. Kieran Tawari with 3 on a triple. A.J. Dunn, same for him, 3 on a triple. Adam Morrow with 2. None for Walker Moore. 1 for J.J. Evans on a 1 out of 2 trip to the line. Off the bench, both subs for Yorktown have scored a bucket. Both Mason Moulton and Carter Lovelace hung 2-pointers in that first half for Yorktown's total. So a low-scoring game here at intermission. It was 10-7, Greenfield-Central leading at the end of a quarter. And, of course, a 9-7 advantage in period number 2 for GC to extend their lead from 3 to 5 as the teams talk about it in the locker rooms. As you look down the team numbers unofficially, 6 first-half turnovers by Yorktown that hurt them because a couple led to runouts and fast break layups. And there's your lead right there, basically, for Greenfield-Central. 6 turnovers for the Tigers, 4 turnovers in the first half unofficially by the Cougars of Greenfield-Central. You look down at the foul situation, 2 players have 2 fouls apiece for Greenfield-Central. Joey Rowland, one of their starters, has 2. And Caleb McIntyre, one of their subs, came in and committed 2 fast fouls. They're the only 2 guys close to being in trouble for the Cougars. And you look down at the Yorktown list, no one wearing green and white has more than 1 personal foul as we get set for second half action. It's been a pretty well played game. You know, when you talk to coaches and they say, we haven't had our full complement yet, we're struggling to practice, we haven't had a game in a week, we can't, you know, sometimes you have 2 games postponed in a week. Ask Delta about all that. And Muncie Central is with them. And you just don't know when you're going to play. You know what the schedule says, but that's no guarantee in 2020 and 21 that you're going to put on the stuff, hit the bus, and go to play a game. There's been a lot of lost games, but for the most part, knock on wood, my skull, they've managed to get most of the season in most of the state so far. And we're going to really rapidly run into January, and the time crunch is going to start to become a factor. You're going to want to play 3 or 4 games a week, and you just can't do it. The kids need time to rest, and you can't play every other day in high school basketball for very long before it's going to really bite you in the hiney. And the coaches don't want to do that. They want to get their games in, conference games first, and then whoever else they can get a game with. But rest is an important part of the whole thing. And I know these coaches both are taking that very seriously and trying to do what they can to keep their kids well, doing what they're supposed to do, not doing what they aren't supposed to do, if you know what I mean, and keep everybody well enough to keep playing. Yorktown is already back on the floor. The Greenfield-Central Cougars are in the locker room, still getting last-minute instructions from their head coach, Luke Meredith. Had a nice chat with him before the game, and he said, you know, these kids are 16, 17, 18 years old. They don't really understand fully the gravity of COVID-19. Some have lost relatives or friends, I'm sure, and they have a better idea of what we're dealing with. But, you know, when you're young, we all felt invincible as young people, and we find out fast that we aren't made out of tungsten steel. So you have to do what you can to keep yourself well, keep your family well, keep your kids well. That's the end of my COVID sermon for tonight. You heard the 3 buzzes. We're about set for the 3rd quarter. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll open things here in half number 2. It's Greenfield-Central 19, Yorktown 14 on Beaver Media and the Delco Preps channel. You keep it right there.
There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes in Indiana are also likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association. There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. There's just one place where a team is more than a group of individual agendas. It's a catalyst for demonstrating the potential of the collaborative spirit. There's just one place where players, coaches, and fans experience the exhilaration that happens when an entire community rallies behind the school team. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes are more likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. In addition, high school sports help young people in Indiana develop the discipline and confidence they need to be leaders in life, even as they unite communities like nothing else. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Welcome back to the ball game. We head for the third quarter here in Yorktown, a Hoosier Heritage Conference battle, the Battle of the Cats. Cougars have a few claws more so far than the Tigers of Yorktown, but still anybody's game in a 5-point affair going to the final 16 minutes of action. Great for you to be along with us for the ride tonight. We appreciate having your ears for a while. We will be adding video in the short-term future, so keep your eyes and ears on both the Delco Preps Twitter feed and our Facebook page if you want to look at Facebook sometime. And while you're here, subscribe to our Delco Preps YouTube channel. It will help us get toward the 1,000 subscriber threshold, which frees up more technology for us to use to bring you more games. We're about set to go. Looks like the original starters are back out there for both ball clubs. Greenfield-Central will have the ball to start the third period, inbounding across the way in midcourt. They'll bring it right to left across your dial here in the third and fourth quarter. Yorktown going man-to-man defensively. Moles has it for the Cougars right here in front of their bench. Lester on the wing. Now to Van Dyne. He gets it right back on the wing, and a three-pointer is up and good by Adam Lester. 8 points for him on the night. It's 22-14. Yorktown facing that backcourt pressure again by the Cougars, but Yorktown solves it pretty easily. Dunn has it on the word Tigers in front of his bench down here on the right side of the floor. He'll dribble to between the rings. Little 3-2 look on defense by Greenfield-Central this time. Morrow with it in the corner, picked up his dribble, high lob pass out on top. Dunn drives inside, can't keep the handle. It's out of his hands for a turnover. Quickly the other way, and now turning it back over is Greenfield-Central. Tigers put it on the floor, and it's out of bounds. It's going to stay with Yorktown. Wow. That was whack-a-mole with a basketball for about 30 seconds there. Tigers have it, though, along the baseline out near where the arc joins the baseline, and Dunn with it in his hands will bring it into Walker Moore, who thought about a three, got it to Dunn in the quarter, three on the way. Good! A.J. Dunn, his second tray of the night. He's got 6, and it's 22-17. Cougars out on top. Yorktown showing trapping defense here in the forecourt. The goal is to trap just as it comes into the forecourt from the backcourt, and Cougars nearly throw it away. Far side triple is on the way. No good that time. The rebound, stick back, no good. Moore with the beef eater rebound for Yorktown. Long lead pass, nearly thrown away, but the Tigers keep it on a heady play by Morrow. He drives to the baseline. Here's a whistle and a common foul against Greenfield-Central. Cougars wanted an offensive foul on Morrow, but they didn't get it. I believe it's going to be Adam Lester.
Personal foul number 24, Will Van Dyne.
Van Dyne instead. And again, the common foul gives Yorktown the ball. Inbounds on the baseline. It comes into Walker Moore. He fires and he hits and he's fouled. The big man is heard from in the green paint for the Tigers. Count the bucket.
Personal foul number 24, Will Van Dyne. Basket's good by number 32.
Van Dyne picks up his second foul in 5 seconds.
4-1.
Walker Moore with his first bucket to make it 22-19. The free throw was good. Three-point play, and it's a 2-point game at 22-20. GC with the ball. Across the way, feed from the wing down to the baseline. I'll swing it back out on top around the arc. Now on the far side, now in the near corner with Lester uncorking a three, and he hits again. 11 points for him. And Yorktown nearly turns it over. They do turn it over. Here comes GC. Lester's going to go to the three again. He hits again! Right in front of his bench. 2 in a row to make it 28-20. Timeout, Yorktown. 5:33 to go here in the third quarter. A big burst by Greenfield-Central. The Cougars have the lead, 28-20 on Beaver Media and the Delco Preps channel.
The world of high school sports is filled with athletes who possess the eye of the tiger and whose focus and determination enables them to soar like eagles. The games themselves can't be played without a few zebras. Becoming an IHSAA official is a great way to be part of the action and to support Indiana's healthy tradition of high school athletics. Visit IHSAA.org and get in the game. This message brought to you by the IHSAA and the high schools in your community.
Welcome back to the ball game. It's been the Adam Lester show for about the last 90 seconds. He hit 2 triples on back-to-back possessions. Yorktown turnovers didn't help him much in that exchange, and all of a sudden it went from 22-20 to 28-20. Bam, bam. Lester is up to 11 points in the game, the game's leading scorer. So out of the Yorktown timeout, they'll bring it to full 84 feet against 1-2-2 pressure in the backcourt. They need to hurry. Evans, cross-court pass to Dunn. He runs it down, drives it inside, left-handed shot off the glass won't go, tip won't go. Long rebound to GC. Here come the Cougars on the run out. They've got it on the far side in the hands of Moles. He'll reset here on the near side to Lester, drives the baseline, kicks it back out for another wing three. This time it's no good by Van Dyne, but a long offensive board by Lester. Keeps the ball, and now a travel right in front of the Cougar bench as Dylan Moles walked with it. Unofficially 6 turnovers in the game by the Cougars. Yorktown with 9, including 3 here in the third quarter. Evans having trouble getting it in, finally comes into Walker Moore. And Walker says, I'm going to bring it up the floor myself. Passes ahead to Evans. Evans in the paint. Tried to work a cutter on the baseline tomorrow. It was knocked out of bounds on a nice defensive hands play by the Cougars. Tigers will keep it though. Mason Moulton will swap in for Adam Morrow for Yorktown. A.J. Dunn to throw it in along the offensive baseline. Comes into Moore. He'll fire a 3. Good! Walker Moore with the triple. He has 6 in the game, and it's 28-23. Tigers back within 5. 4:35 to go here in the third quarter. This is a long way from being over. This is going to get exciting before we're done. In the forecourt, Cougars on the attack, rolling with it, guarded by Moore. Bounce pass across the way to Moles. Now here they'll swing it to the near wing to Lester. Don't want to let him shoot from there. He gives to Van Dyne, who drives it inside, throws it away out of bounds, trying to work the corner. Robertson was going to be open for the 3. The problem was the pass was 4 feet off the mark. So Yorktown survives defensively there. A 3rd turnover here for Greenfield-Central in the second half. And Yorktown, trailing by 5, brings it across the timeline. Walker Moore in the corner. Tawari, corner of the key jumper, good. Tawari with 5, and it's a 1-possession game again at 28-25. Don't go anywhere. This might go right down to the final couple of seconds tonight, the way they're looking in the third quarter. Van Dyne, guarded by J.J. Evans. He'll force him right, drives it in, goes to the corner. 3-pointer up, 3-pointer too strong that time by Lester. Kieran Tawari clears the board and brings it down the court himself for Yorktown. Chance to tie here with a triple. Dunn drives into the paint, pulls up, fires a 10-footer on the run that bounces in and out, no good. Rolling with the board for the Cougars. Moles will set up the half-court attack out near the midcourt stripe. On the wing to Lester, now between the rings, out on top to Van Dyne. And now here on the near side to Moles. Moles drives it on Dunn. Dunn doing a nice job defensively to stay in front of him. Gets it to the corner. Robertson drives baseline. Back out on top. Drive to the bucket. Layup good. Beautiful play by Van Dyne. He has 4 in the game to make it 30-25. That was one of the best offensive sets of the night by the Cougars. Good discipline to get a great shot that time. Dunn has it in the forecourt for the Tigers. He'll drive, fire off the glass, got the layup to go. A.J. Dunn said, if you're not going to stop the ball, I'm going right to the hole. And he makes it 30-27. Dunn with 8 points here. 5 in the third quarter. Long two-pointer up, rattles out, no good by Robertson. And Yorktown has the ball after the rebound by Tawari. Tawari on top. He'll fire a 3. God! Kieran Tawari has 8 points, and we're tied 30-30 with 2:10 to go, third quarter. The crowd ain't very big, but it's making a lot of noise, and here comes some more. Timeout, Greenfield-Central. 2:06 to go, third quarter. We go to the break. Yorktown 30, Greenfield-Central 30 on Beaver Media and the Delco Preps channel.
The world of high school sports is filled with athletes who possess the eye of the tiger and whose focus and determination enables them to soar like eagles. The games themselves can't be played without a few zebras. Becoming an IHSAA official is a great way to be part of the action and to support Indiana's healthy tradition of high school athletics. Visit IHSAA.org and get in the game. This message brought to you by the IHSAA and the high schools in your community.
We've got ourselves a good old-fashioned Hoosier hysteria barn burner brewing here in Yorktown's gym on Tiger Drive. Brian Beaver along with you. It's a 30-30 contest as we hit the final couple minutes of the third quarter. Yorktown has come roaring back. They fell down after a spurt. They were down 8 at 28-20 on a couple of three-pointers by Greenfield-Central's Adam Lester, but the Tigers have come alive. They've gotten triples from Tawari and Dunn, and now we're all knotted up at 30 apiece with exactly 2 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Out of the timeout, Cougars go to the attack in the forecourt. That's Moles trying to go baseline on Dunn. Dunn cut him off, shut him off like tap water. Rashawn Street back in the game for the Cougars at guard. Here's a drive to the paint. Back out on top. Now Street with a near wing 3. It's no good. And rebound, Yorktown. Walker Moore pulls it out of traffic. Quickly down the floor in the corner to J.J. Evans. Couple dribbles. He gets it out on top to Tawari. 2-3 this time on a zone by GC. Here's a move in the paint. Evans thought he was passing to Moulton. Moulton didn't look for the cut. He thought Evans was shooting, and he throws it out of bounds. Miscommunication there between Evans and Moulton. Fourth turnover of the second half by Yorktown, 10th in the game, and it's costly. Gives the ball back to the Cougars, still tied at 30. That was an empty possession by the Tigers. Roland works it here on the wing. Moles on top to Street. Street fires a 3. It's off the front iron, no good. Walker Moore with another rebound. I'm here to tell you, he's a beefy guy, and if you go in there small, he's going to make you pay. Yorktown with a chance to take the lead in the forecourt. Out on top, Dunn drives it to the key, pulls up, fires a 13-footer, no good. Nearly, when it's an air ball, it just grazed the front iron. Cougars with the ball in a 30-30 game. Clock rolling inside, 40 seconds to go here in period number 3, and a fantastic matchup in Yorktown, Indiana. Cougars may work for the final shot as the clock goes under 30 seconds to go right here in front of their bench. Yorktown staying man-to-man defensively. Here's Lester driving to the paint. Tries to throw it inside. Now to Street. Back out on top to Roland. He'll drive it inside. He lost the handle, and it's going to be a common foul on Yorktown. I think it's going to be Mason Moulton. It is Mason Moulton.
First foul on Tigers, number 10, Matt Moulton.
First foul in the game on Moulton.
Cougars, number 32, Caleb McIntyre.
Caleb McIntyre checks back in for Greenfield-Central with 16 seconds to go and an inbounds forecourt play, and they threw it out of bounds right in front of their bench, and that's the kind of play that gives gray hairs to guys like Luke Maris. I'm sure he'll say, guys, what were you doing? Just do what we've practiced. 14.7 seconds to go. Yorktown can get the lead here. They haven't led since 6-5 in the first quarter. 10 seconds to go. Tawari in the forecourt. Works the corner. The pass is knocked out of bounds. Good hands. That time by Jackson Findley in the game for GC. 6.8 to go. Dunn will inbound along the baseline in the forecourt. They're going to run a four-corner set here, and it comes into J.J. Evans, who gives it right back to Dunn. He's cut off. Did he step on the sideline, or was he bumped? He was bumped. Wow. Yorktown's going to have the ball out of bounds unless they knocked it out of his hand. 3.6 to go. Tawari to inbound. Out on top, Walker Moore. He needs to fire. Clock down to 1. There it goes. The three-pointer no good. But the rebound stick back is good. The air ball was taken in midair by Dunn. He didn't come down with it. He put it right in, and they're going to count the bucket. Yorktown has the lead for the first time in about 16 minutes. We go to the break. Don't you dare go anywhere. Grab a sandwich and a Pepsi. Go into the fourth. It's Yorktown 32, Greenfield-Central 30 on Beaver Media and the Delco Preps channel.
A 50-50 ball. An elbow to the ribs. A sudden flash of tempers. In sports, anything can happen in the heat of the moment. The Indiana High School Athletic Association reminds you that when cooler heads prevail, everybody wins. When the game heats up, will you keep your cool? This message brought to you by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the high schools in your community.
Welcome back to the ball game. Brian Beaver along with you as we move to the fourth quarter. It's been such a long time since Yorktown won 3 straight games. Try 6 seasons. They're trying to do it tonight, and they're 8 minutes away from getting it done as the Tigers come roaring back. They score the final 5 points of the period and take a 32-30 lead into the final quarter. Tigers have the ball to start things with A.J. Dunn way up between the circles. Now to Moulton on the far wing, works the screen from Evans. They cut him off. Nice defense by the Cougars. Tawari in the corner, in the far corner. Couple of right-hand dribbles, now a crossover, and he'll work it back out on top to Moore. Gets it quickly to Dunn. Dunn a couple jab steps, can't get a shot. Looks inside, goes to Walker Moore on top instead. Now to Dunn here on the near side. He'll drive to the paint. He lost the handle. It went right by J.J. Evans out of bounds for a turnover. 11 giveaways in the game unofficially by the Tigers, and with 7:30 left in regulation, Greenfield-Central will bring the ball up the court. Yorktown picking them up halfway at midcourt. Yorktown leading by 2. This is Moles working on Dunn, the sophomore. Moles still dribbling, backs it out near the timeline, gets to Street. Now here to Lester. Back to Street at the volleyball attack line, works a high screen. Street goes to the paint, fires on the run. It won't go. It rolled out. The layup wouldn't go. Offensive rebound by Greenfield-Central and a Yorktown foul. Mason Moulton. Moulton with 2. It's a common foul. Cougars will inbound just to this side of the bucket where the key and the baseline come together. Pass inbounds for McIntyre was knocked back out of bounds by Walker Moore on a nice hands play by the big guy. GC keeps the ball. They'll inbound from the same spot. Lester to throw it in. Looking for help. Finally just does beat the 5 count as Moles takes the pass and backpedals now all the way to the corner where the sideline and the half-court stripe come together. They'll recycle the possession, give it out on top to McIntyre. McIntyre on the wing, drive into the paint, turn around, 8-footer, no good, blocked by Dunn on the shot by Moles. Yorktown with a 2-point lead in the ball with 6.5 minutes to go, fourth quarter. Moulton has it right in front of his bench on the wing. Now to the Tigers on the floor. Evans swings it far side for Tawari. Tawari lobs to Evans. He tried to dunk it and couldn't get it to go. And it's on, and quickly coming down the floor for the Cougars, who pulled down the rebound. Wow, that would have brought the crowd out of their seats, but it wouldn't go. Empty possession. Would have been spectacular, but you'd rather have dull and 2 than spectacular and nothing. Cougars have the ball. They can take the lead on a tray. Deshaun Street with it, guarded by Tawari, who's denying him to go to the right, overplaying and making him go left. Now to the far side, Lester working on Evans. Out between the rings, now here in the near corner, Moles drives. Cross-court pass. Lester with another long one, it's good! 14 points by Lester, and GC is back up by a point. Timeout, Yorktown. We'll take the break with them. 5:45 left in the game. It's Greenfield-Central 33, Yorktown 32 on Beaver Media and the Delco Preps channel.
The world of high school sports is filled with athletes who possess the eye of the tiger and whose focus and determination enables them to soar like eagles. The games themselves can't be played without a few zebras. Becoming an IHSAA official is a great way to be part of the action and to support Indiana's healthy tradition of high school athletics. Visit IHSAA.org and get in the game. This message brought to you by the IHSAA and the high schools in your community.
Welcome back to the ball game. A back and forth nail biter here in the fourth quarter. The three-pointer by Adam Lester has given Greenfield-Central the lead back at 33-32. All Lester has done is hit 4 trays and a bucket for 14 points. And here's a travel call on J.J. Evans, bringing the ball up the court in the backcourt. 6 turnover in the second half by Yorktown. I've got him for 12 in the game overall. So the Cougars have the ball. They've got a 1-point lead with 5.5 minutes to go in the fourth. Working right here in front of their bench. Robertson drives into the paint. Lost the handle. It's on the floor. Evans picks it up. Now it's knocked out of his hands. Walker Moore has it, and he's fouled. And he might have hurt his ankle. Will Van Dyne tried to dive after the ball. Rolled Walker Moore's ankle. He says, "Get me out." And right away, he comes to the bench. And checking in for Moore is Carter Lovelace. Yorktown will have the ball in the backcourt. And again, the Cougars will trap 2-1-2 here. Evans gets it to Dunn, and they get it across the timeline in good shape. Lovelace in the corner. Lovelace fires a long 2 from just inside the arc on the wing, and he bangs it home. 4 points for Lovelace. Yorktown back in front. 34-33. Cougars right here beneath me on the near end of the gym as they trail by a single digit. Lester swings it here to the corner, and Robertson back out on top to Van Dyne, who drives it. Little weave action. Now they swing it here on the near side wing to Moles. Dunn guarding him. Bounce pass to the paint. Swing pass out on top. Drive to the paint by Robertson. He's cut off. He gives off to the baseline. Here's a whistle and a foul on a drive by Will Van Dyne. I think that's going to be J.J. Evans.
Personal foul on number 34, J.J. Evans.
Evans does pick up the foul. It's a common foul, his 4th. Yorktown with 2 team, make it 3 team fouls. Here in the second half, neither team in danger of getting to the bonus just yet. 3-pointer from the far corner, air ball. The post didn't do much good that time. Tigers come away with the ball, leading by 1. Here's a drive to the paint. Nice dime from Moulton to Evans for the lay-in. Evans with 3 points in the game. 36-33. Here's a 3-pointer on the other end, and Mole says, "Give me some more of that." Moles with his 5th point in the game, and we're tied at 36. 3:54 to go in regulation. Dunn driving, firing off the glass. The bucket went in, but they're going to say the foul was before the shot out on the floor.
Personal foul number 23,
Adam Lester is the guilty party. Each team with 3 team fouls here in the fourth quarter, and an inbounds play under the bucket for Yorktown. Lovelace takes it, fires for 3. It's no good. The rebound comes to Roland of Greenfield-Central. Cougars have it. We're all knotted at 36 with 3:40 to go in the game, at least in regulation. Here's Lester. Out on top to Robertson. They swing it far side to Van Dyne. Looks inside, finds a man on the baseline. Now a pass to Roland, back out on top. Here's Robertson, faking, driving, back out on top. Top of the key, 3, no good. Van Dyne couldn't find the range. Here come the Tigers. No advantage. It's 3-on-2, 3-on-3 really. And here's a carry on Tawari for a turnover. I'll say it again. Dull and effective is better than spectacular and ineffective. Walker Moore says, I'm okay, coach. Get me back in. And he will check back in for Yorktown as Carter Lovelace comes to the bench with 3:18 remaining in the fourth. Cougars will inbound right in front of the Yorktown bench in a 36-36 game. Will we get free basketball in overtime tonight? We're about to find out. Cougars have it here right in front of their coaching staff. That's Roland, who gets it near side wing here to Moles. He drives it toward the baseline. Swing pass thrown away. Turnover by GC. Steal by Tawari on a nice defensive play, and now it's Yorktown's turn. Who's going to blink first? Someone's going to get a bucket here. Tigers looking to get on top with 2:45 left in the fourth quarter. Tawari has it on the wing between the rings to Moulton. Moulton a couple dribbles as he creeps in, looks for help, lobs it inside to Evans. He lays it up, no good. The rebound is knocked out of bounds. It'll go to Greenfield-Central. Miscommunication again. The second time the lob has not worked. And with 2:32 to go, Yorktown gives it back to GC on the turnover. 36-36. Final 2.25. Long 3 from the wing far side. Gone by Moles. He's got 8 in the game, and it's 39-36. Tigers nearly throw it away, but they break the press. Here's Walker Moore for the tie in the corner. He got it! Walker Moore off the bench with the sore ankle. 9th point for him, and it's 39-all. Under 2 minutes to play in the game. Tigers looking to trap. Ball knocked away, stolen away, turnover Cougars. Here's Evans driving to the hole. Can't get it to go. He'll shoot a pair. Beautiful defensive play. The foul will go against Joey Rowland. And it'll send J.J. Evans to the free throw line. 1:47 to go in the fourth. The first free throw rattles off, no good. This one could give the Tigers the lead. Evans 1 out of 3 from the stripe in the game. The senior fires the next one. It's good. (40-39). 1:40 remaining. Moles. Nada Robertson on the wing. He'll drive to the baseline, lays it up. God, he beat Tawari. His 11th point of the night. Timeout Yorktown. 1:31 to go in the game. It's Greenfield-Central 41, Yorktown 40 on Beaver Media and the Delco Preps channel.
There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes in Indiana are also likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Welcome back to the ball game. What a great finish we've had here on Tiger Drive. We have 1:31 remaining in the fourth quarter. Following the bucket by Greenfield-Central, the Cougars retake the lead at 41-40. Yorktown will have the ball coming out of the timeout. Neither team in any foul trouble yet. Greenfield-Central has a foul to give. Yorktown has 3 more to give before the bonus even comes into play here. So 1:31 to go. Tigers with the ball, trailing by a point. They'll bring it 84 feet here in the back court. Evans will throw it into A.J. Dunn, and he'll bring it across the timeline. And this time the Cougars do not press in the back court at all. They'll pick them up midcourt. 1-2-2 zone. Clock down to 1:20. Tigers need a hoop. Moulton across the way in the corner, cut off on the baseline, skip pass here. They're going to call 3 seconds in the key against Yorktown. Critical turnover. Gives it back to Greenfield-Central with 1:13 remaining. Cougars have the ball. They have the lead. They've got it in the hands of Will Van Dyne, who gets it to Moles. They swing it here near side wing to Lester. Bounce pass back out on top to Robertson. Uses a screen. Now takes it to the paint, cut off by Moore. Moles gets it back out on top to Rowland. Now they've got it in the hands of Moles out near the timeline. Clock down to 45 seconds to go. Tigers have to start thinking about fouling at some point. Bounce pass nearly thrown away by GC. Clock down to 37. Moles on the dribble, backs it out on Dunn. Now they'll swing in here the near side, and now Yorktown is going to start fouling with 32 seconds to go. This one given by Mason Moulton. You really don't have a choice at this point. Timeout Yorktown. We're going to stay right here with them. Matt Moulton says, come over. Let's talk it over with a 30-second TO. With 32 seconds to go. It's a 41-40 game. What a game it's been. Cougars led 10-7 after a quarter. GC led at halftime 19-14. Yorktown came storming back to take a 32-30 lead at the end of 3. And here we are at 41-40. Just a few ticks away from deciding this one tonight on Tiger Drive. Great to have you along. Glad you stuck it out. You've heard a terrific finish. It's not over yet. Exactly 32 seconds remaining. Yorktown still has 2 more fouls to give, and that could be a problem when you're chasing. They're going to have to give those quickly if they don't get turnovers. Inbounding is Lester. Throws it in the backcourt. Moles barely got a handle on it, and the foul given right away by Dunn. That's the second for Dunn. 5th team foul. Both teams have 5 now. So in the backcourt, GC will have the ball to inbound at 29.9. And again, if you don't get a steal, you got a foul. Nearly thrown away. It's on the floor. It's out of bounds, and it goes to Yorktown. What a great play down there. GC threw it out of bounds with 28.5 seconds to go. Yorktown has a chance to win it here. Trailing 41-40. Time out on the floor. Wow, don't go away. 28.5 seconds to go in the game. We got a timeout. We'll take the break. Yorktown has the ball. They trail 41-40 on Beaver Media and the Delco Preps channel.
There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes in Indiana are also likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
We're back at Yorktown High School. Brian Beaver along with you. Glad you're still here. We've got a barn burner and a nail biter finish coming up. Turnover by Greenfield-Central in their backcourt. Critical error. Gives the ball back to Yorktown, trailing 41-40 with 28.5 seconds remaining in regulation. Both teams have committed 5 team fouls, so Greenfield-Central can play the chase game, and we've got another timeout taken by Yorktown here, and we're going to stay right with it. So let's do a little math here. Greenfield-Central has a foul to give, holding a 1-point lead. If they don't get a steal on the inbound pass, they can let the clock run down, go give a common foul right before the end of the game, and force Yorktown to inbound it again. That's part of GC's strategy. If you're Yorktown, you want to get a quick bucket here if you can, because you don't want to get caught inbounding the ball with 2 seconds to go and still behind by a point. That could happen to them. So if you're Matt Moulton on the sideline, you're thinking, what do we want to do and whose hands do we want to get it into? Tawari has scored 8 tonight. Dunn has scored 10. Walker Moore hit 2 threes, including an ice water 3 earlier in the fourth quarter. So here we go. Both teams are back on the floor. It's an inbounds play on the baseline just to the right of the basket. Dunn is the trigger man. Man-to-man defensively by Greenfield-Central. Dunn looks for help, gets it into Evans, and it's knocked right out of his hands with 28 seconds to go. This is a tough place to inbound the ball, right at the corner where the baseline and the sideline come together. Dunn to inbound it again, looking for help, needs help. Lob pass, Evans fires, can't get it, but he's fouled. They ran a little backdoor curl lob play. Nice pass by Dunn. And Adam Lester gave the foul on the catch by Evans. And JJ's not known as a great free throw shooter, but he has a chance to shoot 2 here. First one, no good. So shooting foul. Yorktown needs this one to tie with 27.4 remaining. It's on the way. It's good. 5 points in the game for Evans. We're tied at 41. 20 seconds remaining. Moles drives to the paint, works to the corner, nearly threw it away. Here's GC attacking inside, a drive and a charge against Gavin Robertson of Greenfield-Central. His first personal, a turnover, and Yorktown will have the last say here if they take care of the ball. The coaching staff's looking at each other like, what are we doing? A 30-second timeout taken on the floor. We're going to stay right here. Wow. Tigers call a 30-second timeout to set up a play that could win them the game. Yorktown 41, Greenfield-Central 41. Tigers have the ball. They'll have to bring it the length of the floor. You can't advance it to midcourt like the NBA, yet anyway. And we'll see what Matt Moulton draws up. That foul is the 7th foul against Greenfield-Central, but because it's an offensive foul, it doesn't trigger the bonus yet. Otherwise, the Tigers would be at the stripe. The guy you don't want having the ball in his hands is J.J. Evans, because they're going to foul him if he handles the ball close to the buzzer. Evans all by himself to throw it in, looking for help. Comes into Walker Moore. They'll bring it across the timeline with 12. Dunn has it in his hands. He takes it to the right side behind a screen from Moore. Takes it to the baseline. Needs help. Out to Tawari. Clock under 4. Tawari to fire for the win. It's rattled on and out. No good. Evans battles for the board. The ball is on the ground, and we're going to overtime. Wow. Get your nitro pills ready at home. We've played 32 minutes and have not settled a thing at the end of regulation. Yorktown 41, Greenfield-Central 41 on Beaver Media and the Delco Preps channel.
The world of high school sports is filled with athletes who possess the eye of the tiger and whose focus and determination enables them to soar like eagles. The games themselves can't be played without a few zebras. Becoming an IHSAA official is a great way to be part of the action and to support Indiana's healthy tradition of high school athletics. Visit IHSAA.org and get in the game. This message brought to you by the IHSAA and the high schools in your community.
Welcome back to the ball game. We get free basketball for you tonight on the Delco Preps channel. Yorktown and Greenfield-Central all tied up at 41 each, going to the first overtime. Here we go. We'll have a jump ball to open the extra session. Now, this is a mismatch on paper. J.J. Evans for Yorktown, Joey Rowland for Greenfield-Central, who is 5 inches shorter. But he won the opening tip from J.J. We'll see what he does here. Here's the toss, the tip. It's controlled this time by Evans. Goes to the backcourt to Tawari. 4 minutes of extra basketball. Hold on to your hats. Tigers with the first chance to break the tie here in the extra session. Keep in mind, Greenfield-Central has committed 7 fouls. The next one will put Yorktown in the bonus. Tigers have a foul to give at 5. Moulton, now they swing it to the corner. Dunn drives baseline, pulls up, 17-footer, good. A.J. Dunn with a dozen in the game, and Yorktown back on top, 43-41. Greenfield-Central with a shot at it here. Moles swings it here to Lester. Back to Robertson out on top. Tawari, spin dribble by him. Now a 3 from the far wing, good by Moles. He has 12 on the night, and it's a 44-43 Greenfield-Central lead with 3 minutes left in the overtime. OT1, Moulton looking at that zone defense being employed. 3-2 by Greenfield-Central. Dunn on the wing. Cross-court pass to Tawari. Looks for some help. Gets it here on the near side to Mason Moulton. 2:40 to go in the overtime. Tigers trailing by 1. Evans feeds low post to Walker Moore. Out to Moulton. They swing it to Tawari. Down low again. They kick to the corner. Dunn has it. Drives it inside. Pulls up. Swings it near side. Moulton for 3. No good. It was too strong. And now it's out of bounds. And it's going to go to GC. Not the best possession of the night by the Tigers. And with 2:24 to go in the first overtime, Greenfield-Central with the ball in a 44-43 lead. Moles will dribble across the timeline, take it to the right side wing, and it'll leave over there to Robertson and right back to Moles. Works the wing against Dunn. Now Robertson takes it into the paint. Cut off by Moore. Back out on top, nearly threw it away. Moles with a nice play to keep the possession alive for Greenfield-Central. 2 minutes to go in the overtime. We're halfway home. Rowland has it guarded by Moore. Now to Moles outside the arc. You got to stay with him. You can't let him get free. He drives in. He pulls back out. Almost to the timeline with $1:50 to go. You hear the crowd getting anxious. Now in the corner to Lester. Lester looks inside. Cross court pass to Robertson. They swing it far side to Van Dyne. Now he'll drive into the paint. Cut off. Works back to the corner. 3-pointer on the way. God! Adam Lester. Terrific possession. It's 47-43. Greenfield-Central. On the other end, a whistle and a common foul against GC, and that will send Yorktown to the line in the 1-and-1 for the first time with 1:20 to go. Van Dyne with the foul. 1 in the bonus for A.J. Dunn. His first trip to the stripe tonight. Sophomore fires, can't get it. Rebound Evans, he lays it up and in.
Rebound, J.J. Evans.
47-45. Tigers are within a pair with 1:05 to go in the overtime. OT number 1. There's a push on the hip and a foul given by Mason Moulton to stop the clock with 1:02 remaining. 4th foul on Moulton, and that's the last one Yorktown had to give. Next one will send the Cougars to the bonus. Here's a foul in the backcourt and not a very wise one. Dunn fouled Moles 50 feet from the basket in the backcourt. It stops the clock, but it puts maybe their best shooter on the line. Moles to the line. 1-and-1, his first trip to the charity stripe with 1 minute to go in overtime. First one on the way. He got it. Thirteenth point for him. 48-45, still a 1-possession game. which you wouldn't give for a miss right here if you're Yorktown. Moles with ice water in his veins. It's on the way. He clanks the second one. Walker Moore with the rebound. Tigers still have a chance with under a minute to go. Evans underneath. Banks it up. No good. Rebound, Greenfield-Central. Nice job on the boards by Joey Rowland, and he's fouled with the clock stopping at 50.4 to go. Little frustration that time by Evans, who had the bunny, couldn't knock it in. It will walk the way down here to the near side of the gym, and Joey Rowland will have one in the bonus. Rowland is scoreless on the night. He can make it a two-possession game, and he does. (49-45). 50.4 seconds to go in the first overtime. Second free throw is no good. That could be big. Here come the Tigers. They need a bucket quickly. A.J. Dunn is going to drive all the way to the hoop. Feeds off to Tawari. It's knocked away, but he got it right back. Dunn puts it in to make it 49-47, and we got a timeout. Or is it a foul? It's going to be a foul. Kieran Tawari commits a foul in the backcourt to stop the clock. After the stick back by Dunn to make it 49-47. 37.5 seconds remaining in this one, at least in the first overtime. Gavin Robertson hits the first one. It rattles in on the shooter's roll. $12 points for him. He missed the second one. Rebound, Mason Moulton. Here comes the Tiger offense, trailing by 3. Tawari, a long triple on the way, no good. Rebound taken down by Greenfield-Central, and a foul given in the backcourt to stop the clock at 25.9. Evans picks up the foul. That's the fourth one on him. Going to the line for the Cougars is Will Van Dyne. His first trip to the stripe. Missed the front end. This is a 2-point or make it a 2-shot bonus. And a timeout taken with 25.9 to go. We'll keep it right here. Wow, what a game this has been. A nail-biter extraordinaire. Going to be one more free throw coming at the line. Double bonus now for the Cougars, which is really fortunate for them because that miss probably would have given Yorktown a defensive board and a chance to tie again. And you got to hope against hope now if you're Yorktown that he misses again because it's a one-possession game at 50-47. GC led at the first stop 10-7. They led at halftime 19-14. Yorktown fought back to take the lead after 3, 32-30. The teams played a great fourth quarter and finished regulation tied at 41. And here we are now. Just a handful of ticks left. 25.9 seconds to go. Going back to the stripe is Will Van Dyne. He's a senior. He has 4 points in the game. This is a huge free throw if he could get it to go in. He's the only Cougar on the key. He hits. Tigers have to hurry. Trailing 51-47. Dunn with 18. Drives baseline. Finger roll. It goes in and out. No good. Rebound tipped out on top. Walker Moore has it. Kicks near side Tawari for 3. Yes! Kieran Tawari bangs it in. And it's a 1-point game with 8 seconds to go in overtime. Wow, timeout on the floor by Yorktown. What a hit by Tawari. That was a freshman stepping up big time and nailing a huge triple. Wow, what a game. 51-50. Unbelievable finish coming up. Several guys have had terrific games tonight. Robertson, Moles, Lester have been fantastic for GC. Tawari, Dunn, Walker Moore, Evans for Yorktown. What a phenomenal basketball game this has been. You know, you couldn't pack probably 200 people in here tonight, and I'll bet there's not 150 as I look around. But everyone who got here has seen one heck of a basketball game here in early December as we head into mid-December and Christmas coming up. Tigers went on break today. 8 seconds left in the game. Greenfield-Central will have the ball. They'll inbound it in the backcourt. They'll bring it the length of the floor. The inbound passer is Adam Lester, and Yorktown won't guard him at all. They'll look to double on whoever catches. Here it comes in. It comes into Robertson, and he's fouled right away by Kieran Tawari. Third one on him. Stops the clock with 7.2 seconds remaining in the first overtime.
To the line for the Cougars, number 2, Gavin Robertson, 4-2.
Gavin Robertson, a 6-foot junior. He'll fire. He rattles it in. He got the shooter's roll. Got him for 14 in the game. 52-50. 53-50. Timeout, Greenfield-Central. We'll take a 30-second break. We have 7.2 left in the game. It's a one-possession game. Greenfield-Central 53, Yorktown 50 on the Delco Preps channel.
There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes in Indiana are also likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Don't stop believing if you're a Yorktown fan. The Tigers are behind, but they still have another chance. 53-50 here in the late first overtime as Greenfield-Central got 2 clutch free throws from Gavin Robertson there. But it's still just a one-possession game, and Yorktown has been hitting triples tonight very well. It's a big part of their offense. And with 7.2 seconds remaining, the Tigers will have to bring it the full length of the court. And if you're GC, you could think about fouling because you're still in the 1-and-1 on their side of the ledger, and that would mean 2 free throws at the most in a 3-point game. Pass is thrown away to Moulton. GC has it in the backcourt. They're going to run this one out and win the game going away. There's a whistle in the backcourt. Nearly a turnover. Wow. That was really close to being a big mistake by the Cougars. Kieran Tawari with the personal foul. 2 free throws for Joey Rowland. He missed the first. Yorktown still has life. 1.1 seconds to go in overtime number 1. Rowland has to miss for you to have a chance. It's on the way. He got the second one. Moore will inbound the ball. It comes to Moulton. He'll fire a long 3, and it's no good, and the game is over. Greenfield-Central holds on to win it in overtime. In a nail-biter, what a great game. The final score, Greenfield-Central 54, Yorktown 50. What a magnificent basketball game. We'll be back with a quick recap after this timeout on Beaver Media and the Delco Preps channel.
A 50-50 ball. An elbow to the ribs. 7 flash of tempers. In sports, anything can happen in the heat of the moment. The Indiana High School Athletic Association reminds you that when cooler heads prevail, everybody wins. When the game heats up, will you keep your cool? This message brought to you by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the high schools in your community.
The world of high school sports is filled with athletes who possess the eye of the tiger and whose focus and determination enables them to soar like eagles. The games themselves can't be played without a few zebras. Becoming an IHSAA official is a great way to be part of the action and to support Indiana's healthy tradition of high school athletics. Visit IHSAA.org and get in the game. This message brought to you by the IHSAA and the high schools in your community.
There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. There's just one place where a team is more than a group of individual agendas. It's a catalyst for demonstrating the potential of the collaborative spirit. There's just one place where players, coaches, and fans experience the exhilaration that happens when an entire community rallies behind the school team. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes are more likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. In addition, high school sports help young people in Indiana develop the discipline and confidence they need to be leaders in life, even as they unite communities like nothing else. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association. A 50-50 ball, an elbow to the ribs, sudden flash of tempers. In sports, anything can happen in the heat of the moment. The Indiana High School Athletic Association reminds you that when cooler heads prevail, everybody wins. When the game heats up, will you keep your cool? This message brought to you by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the high school in your community. More than 7.7 million American teenagers participate in high school sports every year, including about 152,000 here in Indiana. They're all learning essential life lessons, like the importance of hard work, time management, and self-discipline, skills that are helping them become better leaders and more active, responsible citizens. This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Who do I play high school softball for? I play for my mom and dad who've never missed a game. I play for the smell of my leather glove, the sound of infield chatter, and that incredible feel of the ball jumping off my bat. I play for sacrifice bunts and sacrifice flies because they've taught me what it means to be a teammate.
Whether they're playing for their teammates, their classmates, or their community, high school student athletes in Indiana learn important lessons they'll use for the rest of their lives, like respect for the rules, time management skills, and the value of hard work and sacrifice.
I play high school softball for my friends who decorate my locker before every big game. That's who I play for. Play for keeps. Play for fun. Play on.
This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Welcome back to Yorktown High School. Brian Beaver along with you, and Yorktown head coach Matt Moulton kind enough to come up and spend a few minutes in a barn burner, a 54-50 overtime special here tonight. And your kids led briefly early, got down and played behind most of periods 2 and 3, got the lead back going into the fourth quarter, and played their tails off, and just you came up 1 or 2 bounces of the ball short tonight.
Yeah, that's right. We came up short. But like you said, that was neat that we got down about, I don't know if it was 8 or 10.
It was 8.
It was 8 in the early fourth quarter, and then we called that timeout, and we told them we just got punched, but we're not down on the mat. And by gosh, they came back. They came back and tied it up, and then the rest of the way it was just a dogfight. So I'm really proud of the way they did not fold there when it could have gone south pretty quick.
It was 28-20 there when you took that timeout, and your kids came out. And man, you got a couple of critical threes. Walker Moore hit a big three for you, and he's playing on one wheel because he got rolled in a scramble down here. And talk about a big guy who stepped up and hit a big shot for you. Walker Moore isn't going to be your headline many nights, but he really played pretty well tonight.
Yeah, good call on that. He's not going to win the stat sheet stuffer of the award any night, but you know what? He's the biggest competitor we have out there. I mean, you know, we know him from football season, and he's a senior, and he just wants to win so bad. He told one of our assistant coaches, "Don't you dare take me out in the fourth quarter." And so, you know, when you have a guy like that, he's just going to step up when the game's on the line. He wants to win. He's going to make his teammates better, and we love Walker Moore. I wish we could have got this one for him.
Well, I know you're going to get a few more for him in the future. You guys are playing pretty well. Your young guns, Tawari and Dunn, really came to work in the second half. I had Tawari for 8 of his 11 in the second half, and Dunn with 11 of his 14 in the second half. So those two guys really played well for you down the stretch.
Yeah, you could tell Greenfield was keying on those guys, our two leading scorers. So they were keying their zone and really stuffing them up on the 3-point line. And to their credit, you know, they just kept plugging away. And like you said, they scored some in the second half there. And it just came down. Greenfield hit those big threes, man. They just we knew that might be. We had a good game plan against a lot of their offensive sets, but we thought, boy, if they drive and kick out and those guys happen to hit some threes, that could hurt us. And you know what? It ended up hurting us.
They came into this game shooting 41% from behind the arc for the season, and they're going to get their share of misses, but they made some critical threes for themselves down the stretch. And they weren't situations where you were giving up a lot of easy, clean looks. You contested a lot of those threes pretty well.
Oh, you're observant. I mean, I thought a lot of those were the hand in the face, and they just hit them with our hand in their face.
Just stuck them.
So sometimes you just got to say good shot. And, you know, if one of those doesn't fall, we might look at a different outcome tonight. But we're going to keep our heads up, Brian, and there's no sense in getting down right now. We got to come back Tuesday at Madison Grant. And this is a fun group to coach. They don't give us one bit of trouble. So what else can you do? But we're just going to take the weekend off and come back Monday and practice hard and go get a win Tuesday before Christmas.
I can tell you from having Madison Grant Westdale in week 1, Madison Grant's a pretty good basketball team for a 2A school. And they're going to give you everything you want and more. But 5 games into the season, you're 3-2. And it's a lot better than a lot of other teams are right now. And your kids are playing. We talked about it before we came on. Your kids played really, really hard. There are a couple points in the game tonight where in the past, Yorktown might have folded. This team, like you said, we just got punched in the huddle. We just got punched. What are we going to do about it? And they responded. They came roaring back. You get to 41-41, it's anybody's game. And, you know, you just feel like if you have one thing go your way in the overtime, you might have won that game. JJ on the lob, you know, a couple of those lobs were this close to going in, and you feel bad for him when they don't, but you guys were right there. I mean, you gave them everything they wanted and more.
Yeah, thanks for the compliment about playing hard. That's all. That's what every coach wants to hear about his team. So we appreciate that, and I think they do play hard. I think we have another gear that we can get out of them, but you know, toward maybe later in the season. But for right now, they're playing hard, and like I say, they're good boys. So what can you do? Got to go home, and I think we're going to go home and watch Elf tonight and eat some pizza. So how about that?
That sounds like a good exchange rate in anybody's bank. I know coaches are never completely satisfied. Even when they win, they've got something they want to do better. But all joking aside, 5 games in, what are you doing well right now as a team, and what do you need to improve on as a team to turn these close losses to close wins?
Yeah, I think what we're doing well is we're practicing very well. We're practicing hard and efficient, and there's a mindset when we're kind of practicing. So it carries over to the games. The kids are into it. They're running the game plans. They're very disciplined with their just closeouts and blockouts. I like that. As a coach, you notice those things that you talk about playing the right way, like from the optics from the stands. It kind of looks like we're playing the right way. It's pleasing to the eye from a fan standpoint. Well, we can do better. We really need to get the ball inside more to JJ and Walker and Carter Lovelace too. I didn't play him as much tonight, but we need to probably utilize our bigs a little more. Our two outside guys are kind of getting the publicity because they are shooting really well. But boy, if we can somehow, we got to figure out how to be more potent inside, and I'll work on that this weekend.
Well, thanks for coming up. We appreciate you giving us a few minutes of your time, and good luck on Tuesday. We'll see you down the road.
Thank you. Thanks for covering us, Brian.
No problem. Matt Moulton, he's the head coach of the Yorktown Tigers. A heartbreaker of a loss here for them tonight on their home floor. They got into the game enough to tie it at 41 all after regulation and force that overtime, and they get outscored in the overtime by a count of 13-9 and lose by 4 going away. The final score was 54-50 in overtime. Quickly looking down at the sheet, unofficially, I've got 1, 2, 3 players in double figures for Greenfield-Central. Lester had 17, Robertson 15, Moles 13, unofficially chicken scratch. I hope that's right for Greenfield-Central. And for Yorktown, I see 2 players in double figures, and we just talked about it with Coach. You want to get inside out a little bit more because your wing guys are scoring plenty. Tawari with 11, Dunn with 14, but inside you didn't get much outside of Walker Moore, who had 9 points. J.J. Evans, to his credit, plays his tail off, and he got 7 points tonight, but those free throws, he went 3 out of 6 from the stripe, and a good basketball team will live and die sometimes at the line, and those points might not seem significant in the first quarter with 8 minutes to play, but when you get down into the nitty-gritty, you've got to be able to bank those free dollars, and I'm sure they'll get better at that as the season goes along. With the win tonight, Greenfield-Central goes home at 4-2 overall and 1-1 in HHC play. Yorktown drops to 3-2 overall and 0-2 in league play. So the final score for the final time tonight in overtime, Greenfield-Central 54, Yorktown 50. For all of us at Beaver Media, I'm Brian Beaver. Thanks for riding through this one with us. It was a great game. Glad you could enjoy it. It'll be archived, so anyone else who wants to hear it can hear it the minute I shut it off here tonight on into the future. So keep your eyes on my Delco Prips Twitter feed. We may try to squeeze in a pre-Christmas game next week if COVID allows us to. We'll take a look at that, a hard look at it on Monday and Tuesday. But for now, enjoy the rest of your night. Have a safe weekend. Stay healthy, stay strong, stay in the fight against COVID-19, and let's all get through this together. I'll see you later. Until then, so long, everybody.